Hi YouTube, how goes the battle? Say, did anybody like or share my video yesterday? You know, the anti-war thing. Um, I felt like this my entire life. Can you like and share it? Will you let me know if you did? I would appreciate it because I know, like, say if I have a friend on here and a friend on Facebook, I know you didn't share it because I'm over there. And that leads me to believe that it isn't a big deal to you, but yet you want to talk to me in private about health issues. Let's talk about our health issues, okay? It's called people being murdered, you know, not to laugh. That was a nervous laugh. Um, it's so serious. They're literally killing you and me and parts of themselves and parts of us all together. And it hurts us and it hurts God physically. Then we wonder why we're sick. Do you wonder? Don't you know we are connected? That's not just a saying, it's a reality to learn how to treat God through our bodies. Do you understand the lesson here? The severity of it. um, Excuse me. Ugh, I just can't say enough about it. Why don't people understand that? And the ones that do, um, are Satanistic and literally want God dead, but they can't kill God because He's in everybody and can work through anybody. So, um, I really, I mean, if you did share it, if you shared it with a loved one, or if you're gonna get out there and do it yourself, I want everybody, I'm asking everybody in the world, do you approve of war? That's the number one question. The second question is, do you believe they're real? That's a big question too. Not my mind, because I can feel when people are being hurt or when they're not. But the ultimate bottom line question is, do you approve? Take, for instance, today, Lionel Nation's wife, Mrs. L. Lynn, is in a um, meeting. She's having a banquet and meeting with people from all over the world to end human trafficking. So, say somebody's being tortured or trafficked or raped or murdered or whatever, and you're not feeling good that day. Maybe it's a infliction from what we're feeling, other people's pains. Because even people that have empathy can be on the dark side of the situation, and they could be masochistic and love every second of it. Love misery. Yes, there's a lot of sick people out there, but people just like you or I, we can be talking about this, that we don't want any war. Reach out to your brother or sister in another country and ask them how they feel about it. Ask them, could you kill me? Could I kill you? And the answer 9 times out of 10 is going to be, of course not. This is important. It's my most important. If I could tell anybody in the world anything, I would tell them that saying, when you hurt me, you hurt you. It's true. It's absolutely true. But the sickos out there, they either really don't know that. That's why there's karma, because it is real. It's not a matter of coming around or going around. It's a matter of instantaneous infliction on yourself when you do something rotten. It's not waiting for any kind of justice to be done. It's instant. Instantly put in play the moment we do a misdeed. So I hope you're all doing great. It was nice. I was chatting with my son and his wife on Messenger this morning, and well, let's just say my daughter-in-law and I have something in common besides just my son. The fact that our mothers are hard to talk to, and she was saying how I'm easy to get along with. Easier is how she worded it. And I really can feel that. There's a lot of people in this world that there's only so much you can say to some of your relatives, you know what I mean? It's like they're off in another world, or they're like empty, or it's all your conversations have to be, well, I won't say childlike, but I'll say, just a minute, I'm trying to find the correct feeling. Shallow, you know, for whatever the reason. Maybe not shallow in love, but in our likes or dislikes, and what we approve of or what we don't approve of. And these things get in our way in our lives. Yeah, that brings my mind right back to the wars, and what they're trying to push, and the fear they're trying to push in people, and the money they exchange for the wars, and different things like $84 billion for jet seats and stuff like that in the military, and money that just is not accounted for, but they write it off. And it's our money. That's the money they're using to live high off the hog while you slave and watch everybody else in the world slave and pay for fake wars. Them people across the world, they're no different than you and I. The normal person isn't going to walk out and kill their neighbor or anything crazy like that. It's just not like that. It isn't. That's, oh, it's like Vietnam. It wasn't even declared a actual war. 19 years later, they're like, well, this was never even declared a war. How do you declare a war? How about if we put on a war and nobody shows up? You know? That happened one time in my junior high school. They used to have rumbles out on the playground, you know, and kids got cut with bottles and, yeah, wicked, wicked crap. And yeah, I'm not saying bad things don't happen in this world. I'm just talking about things like the different times that they said, well, we're going to suit up, our boots on the ground, this, that, and the next thing. Nothing really, really happens. But the funds and the exchange of funds, and it's like, this is what it boils down to. The people in the United Nations, they get down and talk, and they're like, well, yeah, we'll throw a war over here because of this, and they'll believe that. Yeah, next time we'll do it over here because you're going to get angry and retaliate. And then, how about if I borrow this amount of money till then? And it's all, they're business people. That's what it boils down to. It's just like the YouTube agents out here on YouTube, selling their Bitcoin. And, if you believe in electronic money, you believe I have the Statue of Liberty in my backyard, I'll sell it to you tomorrow. That's about as small as it is. I mean, paper money isn't worth what it's written on. But people believe in electronic money. That one's way beyond my understanding. It's like I had my book wiped out of my computer and people would trust that. Even a chunk of gold. What's that going to matter if I have all the water and you have none? You think that chunk of gold's that I care about it? I may, if I were into electronics, and might think about making some kind of a receiver or something. Maybe. There's other things to use. Old copper wires. So, unbelievable. Really, I can't believe everybody supports wars, doesn't speak up about it. Nobody's really screaming about it. They just let it go on and on and on. Just like I'm going to do. I'm not going to shut up. If you want to start sharing my videos or not, but don't come over here and tell me you love me because you don't love yourself enough to crab about wars, even if they weren't fake. And your money's going towards a bunch of crap that we don't need to spend it on. Just in one county in Minnesota, there's 723 people homeless. And it's freezing out. And you won't speak up against the war? Sure, everybody's saying we feel sorry for the homeless. How sorry do we feel? Isn't it time we demand those people off the street? Not at them, but for them? This is in every country too. And it's absolutely no reason for it. Tell me the way that our government officials live in the suits they wear and everything else, that you wouldn't rather see a dude in tennis shoes feeding the homeless with our tax money. Or like the Queen over there and their funky hats and the rest of their bullshit with their horse-drawn carriages and the rest of that la-di-da crap. You really like that pompous bullshit? Anybody in the world, I'm talking to everybody. That's really impressive to you? It would impress me if she put a work dress on and did something real in her life. Go out and feed the homeless in her country. London, England, the capital of England, is probably one of the worst places in the world. I'll tell you how intelligent they are. This is the genetics of the English that I have in me too. But some. But how stupid are people that will make their buildings overlap the sidewalk? And it used to be that the man would hold the woman in towards the wall as they were walking in the street. So he's protecting her from the traffic, and he's protecting her from the piss pots that they used to dump down in the streets. Raw sewage right out in the street. True. And they talk about the Black Plague and the rats. Don't blame it on the rats. That was human filth that brought that about. There wouldn't have been no rats without that filth on the streets. That's how stupid these people are. I'm serious. And as far as I'm concerned, President Trump might as well empty his pee bucket out on the street too, because he's making the homeless do it. But yet, worry about these wars now, huh? Yeah. Worry about who we're going to approve having bombs or not approve having bombs. All this bullshit. And back to these con artists out here on YouTube or any social media platform, pushing their fear and the rest of their bullshit of their agenda 2020 and 2030, which there is no difference anyway. It's just called any way I can trick you is cool with me. And if I'm making money off you out here and not actually giving you something tangible, I'm probably a piece of crap. You know, that's the way I'm looking at most of these people out here, in it for themselves. So, and that goes right back to people talking to me. You'll talk to me in private message, but you didn't even share one of my most important videos. I'll go. Lionel's been. I wish I could um imitate Greta Garbo like he does. How dare you? I could have been in school. But he does it. He does her so good. But anyway, she was in a show back, I think it was in the 20s, and she was like a little girl and her father was a fisherman. I've been looking for that movie. Um and I think that's where that line is out of, because somebody was messing with her and her school was the most important thing for her to try and better herself out of, and her father. So it was, and the strength of that little girl was amazing, the storyline. So maybe some of you know what I'm talking about, but if you do, let me know. But well, all I can say is I love everybody, and a lot of people say that, but I don't really see it, you know. Well, I'm just telling it like it is, you know. I may not be the most popular thing in the world because you gotta be young and exuberant and whatever, just real and actually intelligent, and having age under my belt with that experience and my knowledge to help everybody. That's not much in a lot of people's eyes, but it is a life of work, you know. If you could help me carry on this work, that would be ultimately cool. That would show me my time wasn't wasted on anybody, not even for myself. Because someday I'm going to make this crap happen. You're going to freaking listen to me. If you approve of anybody being hurt, you're beyond stupid. You're beyond cold. And you're beyond help as far as I'm concerned. But God will help you, I'm sure. I have faith in that. But in my book, I'd just shut that fucking book right now. I'd be done. And I'm not even going to excuse that. That's me. But I guess I'm not perfect enough to be Christ, which is, I'm okay. I'm human. I'm a human mother. I have compassion. And when I get angry, I feel like crying. Well, then it gets a little gory, you know. And that's what I'm feeling. That's what Veterans Day brings the beast out of me. It literally does. Would I slap a stupid person? I guess it really depends on the day. You know, have I ever? Not that I can recall. I might have punched one, actually. But did it deserve it? Yeah, did it do something first? Yeah. But anyway, but typically I don't go around to maim my fellow human beings, you know. So, well, I'll let it go on that note. Let me know if you're going to share stuff. Am I wasting my time or are you wasting yours? You know, seriously, I think I know my message is important. Ask everybody you know. Do you believe in war? And ask them why. And ask them if they believe we're all connected. And if they don't, ask them why they don't believe that. How could you possibly hear what your family member's thinking, or even your friend, or whatever, if we're not connected? It's like a telephone line, you know? It's the evil in people. They pretend we can't hear each other. I hate that. Makes me sick. And you can tune in a little tunier if you want to get things done. You know, you want to make a movement in the world? Why don't you help me make mine? I'm not going to get sick of asking you because I talk about it quite often. And if you've seen some of my posts from many years ago, anti-war, whatever, um, it's not something I'm going to stop doing. It's just it's pretty fresh with all this veterans baloney. Yeah, I've saved people. I just don't hurt them, you know. If you want to be a do-gooder, do something good. For real. Don't sit there and tell me you're a soldier and you're good about it, because whatever is my words to you. Take it somewhere else. Maybe they'll believe you, you know. Or there may be an extreme. I have had a grandfather that was a police officer. I could see people getting in that stopped. I could see people getting into law enforcement and actually thinking that they're going to help and actually be in contact one on one with people and maybe help a situation. I could see that happening. I could see the feeling of people don't want to help. They don't want to be helped. You know, I think they want help when they're being hurt and there's nobody else around. I've seen that a lot, you know. So, oh, tell me what you think. But I'm just going to say if you didn't share my video from yesterday, there's something wrong with your heart. Might want to examine that situation. So, I really thought that I'd get some shares and some likes and some people pushing the same feeling for others. Everybody, oh, I love you. Oh, really? You do you? Yeah, well, I love you too. I do. Let's do something about this. Help me. I can't do it alone, obviously. I tried. How about some help? Huh? I'll thank you. I'll believe it's going to happen. I will believe that. I'll just have faith that you're going to really feel it. In fact, I'm going to pray whoever hears this video will feel that for each other and for yourselves. So I love you. Have a very good night or day wherever you're at. And, start talking to God because you know what He wants out of everybody. And that's the best. The best for everybody. Everybody. Peace.